The story begins with a man named Gideon, who is the richest man in his country. One night, Gideon went to a shop to buy cigarettes. Just then, robbers entered the shop. Gideon called the police, but there was no response. One thief saw that Gideon was calling the police. Seeing this, the thief started beating Gideon. Gideon gave all the money in his wallet to the thieves and said that with this much, half of their lives would pass comfortably. Then the thief saw a magazine on the wall that had Gideon's picture. He saw that the richest man in the country was standing right in front of him. Seeing this, the thief began beating Gideon even more to extort more money. Just then, Gideon's bodyguard arrived and a fight broke out. One thief shot the bodyguard and he died. As soon as the shot was fired, all the thieves fled from there. In anger, Gideon called the police again. This time the call went through, but what was the point now? Gideon was very saddened by the death of his bodyguard. After this, Gideon went to the police station and saw that the system there was very poor. All the people were busy. No one was able to pay any attention to him. Then a lady police officer told him that they receive very little funding from the government and don't even talk about weapons. On top of that, the system is so bad that they can't reach on time even if they want to. Hearing this, Gideon thought of something in his mind and made a decision. He decided that he would buy this police station. He would bear their expenses. He would provide the government with a better model. 1 month later, a very important meeting took place in which everyone from the city's mayor to the CM was present. Gideon said directly in the meeting that he wanted to take the police station under his control. Hearing this, there was an uproar in the meeting. The mayor and others started laughing at Gideon's words, but Gideon stuck to his point. He said that he knew that the police pension fund alone is 90 million. The city doesn't have that much money. I will give 100 million. With 10 million, whatever weapons are needed will also come. Now the mayor, trying to explain to Gideon, said that this cannot happen. The government runs the police. They won't just give the police to a single man like that. But Gideon said that if this doesn't happen, then in the next election, I will stand in your place. Your governments are formed by running campaigns and making a name for yourselves with the donations I give. Next time, this won't happen. Remember that. Hearing this, all the politicians went completely silent. That police station was given to Gideon on a trial basis. If Gideon does a good job, only then will it stay with him. As soon as this news spread, his company's shares started rising rapidly. Soon he filled the entire police station with advanced technology. He called everyone for a meeting. First of all, he said that we have 72 hours to catch the man who killed my bodyguard. Also, calculating the area's population, he said that one policeman would have to keep an eye on 215 people, which is directly impossible. For this, I have made an app. Wherever something is happening, common people can also report it. And this app will run fast, not like government apps. You will get an alert in 1 second. Along with this, new bulletproof jackets were given which are 50 times stronger than normal jackets. A nanotechnology stun gun that would drop the person in front in seconds. And they wouldn't even have to be killed. Dozens of very fast-running new cars were also brought, so that no criminal could easily leave the police behind. After everything was ready, the officers were divided into different action teams. Gideon activated the system, and it was fully visible where each policeman was. Just then, a civilian made a report on the app, and the police reached that place very fast. But going there, they saw that these were just some kids who were testing the new app. They wanted to see if the police would actually come or not. Soon another report came which also had the criminal's photo. The police immediately set out to catch that thief, but reaching there, the app showed a different path. As soon as the officer followed that path, she ended up right in front of the criminal. But seeing only one lady police officer, the criminal attacked. However, that lady officer arrested the criminal while beating him up. The surprising thing was that it took the police only 3 minutes for this task. Gideon told the police force to catch the thief who took his bodyguard's life as soon as possible. Gideon told Teresa that if she catches that thief within 3 days, he would promote her. Gideon also mentioned that the thief fled in a white car. But the problem was that there are 77,000 white cars in this city. After a lot of investigation, they selected 6 cars and started monitoring those cars with the help of drones. And finally, they found the thief's address. That man's name is Andre. When the police reached his house at 6 a.m., he had vanished from there. But fortunately, Gideon was following him with the help of a drone. He told the officers to go into an old building. As soon as the police reached there, the thief fired at a policeman. After which, the thief injured the policeman and fled from there. When this happened, the mayor started raising questions about Gideon's system. To this, Gideon said that nothing happened to the policeman. This only happened because of the bulletproof jackets I brought. But the mayor was still not happy. Now Gideon fell into thought that he would have to catch the thieves no matter what. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to run this system he built for much longer. Learning a lesson from his failure, Gideon updated the drones. He mounted stun guns on them, and meanwhile, Teresa found out from her sources where the thieves could be. After searching for a few days, they tracked the location again, and after much research, they finally found the location of the thieves. Everyone was surprised to see Gideon's work. After this, they sent a drone to the place where the thieves were present. But one of the thieves, seeing the drone, fired at it. But the drone, dodging this attack, counterattacked. Soon the drone also identified the second thief, Andre, and as soon as the thieves started running from there, the police began chasing them. And now one thief, out of fear, surrendered himself to the police. But Andre escaped this time too. But Teresa did not give up, and she kept chasing Andre. Andre jumped over a high fence and went inside a house to hide. When Teresa started going inside, she saw that the place was full of thugs. Because of this, she had to wait for backup. After a while, a policeman threw a smoke grenade inside the house, after which Andre had to come out. But as soon as he came out, Andre took a girl hostage. Teresa didn't understand what to do, but Gideon told Teresa to fire. Nothing will happen to the girl. Believing Gideon's words, Teresa fired 2 shots at the girl. Andre let go of the girl in shock, but nothing had happened to the girl at all. But when Andre was hit, he received a massive electric shock. Now, as promised, Gideon promoted Teresa and she was made chief inspector. Gradually, news of Gideon's police force spread across the country, and now his app started being downloaded not just in their police station area, but across the entire country. Now the question before Gideon was whether he would buy more police stations. Now Gideon started showing his system in an even better way. He suddenly broke the glass of a shop on a live stream. Then he opened his app and just pressed the alert button. Within just 10 to 20 seconds, the police reached there. This made Gideon's app even more famous. Gideon was determined that he would use technology to eliminate criminals. Crime wouldn't even remain in his area. Meanwhile, a robbery took place in a pharmacy. Gideon and Teresa reached there immediately and soon saw the thief's car. That thief was driving the car recklessly. Soon he left the car from the main road and turned toward a park, where he also injured a little girl by hitting her. As Gideon saw the mother holding that injured girl, he felt very bad. Filled with anger, he told his team that they must catch this man at any cost. Soon, with the help of their technology, they identified the thief. This is Jack, an old criminal. This was his 5th robbery. Jack was wearing gloves and didn't leave a single piece of evidence against himself. After searching a lot, they finally found one of Jack's gloves. That glove was given to a police dog to sniff, and soon they reached Jack's car, which he had used during the robbery. The dog started moving forward, becoming a bit restless. Officers called him back screaming because that burning car was very dangerous. But the dog didn't listen and lost a leg in the explosion. Later, Gideon looked closely at the car and found that this car had been modified and it hadn't even been submitted to police records. After investigation, it was found that there are only 4 shops in the area that do such fine modifications. Gideon said to find out quickly who modified this car. That person will lead us to Jack. Now we see a mechanic who was working on a car. Then suddenly the garage's power went out. He turned back to see policemen standing with guns pointed at him. When Teresa interrogated him, the man said directly that yes, Jack gets cars modified by me. If his black car is burnt, he still has a red sports car. Jack is also a street racer, so catching him won't be easy. For this, Gideon went to a scientist in his company who showed him a drone that is still being worked on. But if this drone works correctly, it is fast enough to catch that car. As soon as Jack's red car hit the road, the police went after him. Gideon told all the policemen to stay a bit far away. But Jack had sensed the danger, and he started driving the car very fast. With his tremendous driving skills, Jack left all the policemen behind. Fortunately, Teresa was still behind him. But when Jack hit a pedestrian, Teresa was forced to stop to help him, and Jack escaped again. In the meantime, Gideon had sent that drone after Jack, and they could see live footage of all this. But a few moments later, the signal broke in a tunnel. The drone's connection was lost, and Jack escaped again. Teresa, seeing everything, told Gideon that they are not weak. The point is just that they care about the public, while Jack doesn't care if someone dies by coming in front of his car. In the evening, Gideon went to Teresa's house, where her child was playing with a toy car. Seeing this, an idea came into Gideon's mind. Now Gideon went to his scientist and said to modify bikes, the fear of hitting someone with a bike is a bit less. So the policemen will be able to drive the bike a bit faster, and on top of that, they can catch him going through narrow lanes. And next time, when Jack was running from the police, these special bikes left a spike strip behind. Because of this, Jack's car tire burst and it crashed further ahead. When he tried to run from there, the police shot him and took him down. After this, Gideon and Teresa went to the hospital to meet that girl, and they gave the good news to the girl's mother that the thief who harmed her daughter was caught. Everything was going well, but then in that same police station area, 5 armed criminals robbed a jewelry store. 4 robbers escaped, but the police caught one. But even after much effort, that criminal named Pete was not ready to confess anything. Nor was he revealing his friends' names. Now they would have to release him without any solid evidence. But Gideon said that they wouldn't let him go like this. Now Gideon converted an astronaut seat from his company into a lie detector machine, and he had specifically designed it for Pete. Teresa ran a live video, and with the help of the machine, they made Pete reveal the whole truth. Upon finding out about the remaining 4, the police immediately raided, but the mentioned place was completely empty. However, from the things found there, Teresa guessed that these people were making bombs at home. Due to running in a hurry, they didn't even remove the map on the wall. Using UV light, Teresa found fingerprints, revealing which area the next target would be in. Now they prepared a fake van filled with money. As soon as the thieves saw the van, they came in a black car and blocked the way by putting it in front. They blocked the 4 tires with metal shields, after which that truck got stuck there. The driver tried to move it back and forth, but it was of no use. Here Teresa had called for backup, but the criminals now started firing at that van. Anyway, the criminals' bullets couldn't pierce the truck, so they shifted to plan B, and now they were going to blow up the truck. But with the help of their new technology, the policemen hacked and stopped the bomb beforehand. All 4 criminals were caught, and once again the name of Gideon's police station shown. That same night, a woman was withdrawing money from an ATM. Then a man came behind her with a gun in his hand. The woman started running out of fear. But that man didn't want money. Instead, he showed a note toward the screen and broke the ATM screen by shooting it. It was written on the note that I want to meet Gideon. After this, the man was taken to the police station. The next morning, Teresa explained to Gideon that this man had tried to talk to you several times using your app. But the area where this man lives doesn't come under us. And the policeman there used to throw him out every time, calling him crazy. That's why he damaged the ATM in our area. Upon meeting Gideon, Robert told him that his daughter has become a victim of drugs and he is not able to catch those drug dealers. The whole neighborhood is being ruined. Please help. Hearing about this, Gideon said that we will definitely do something about this. But the chief officer told him that catching drug dealers is not that easy. After this, Teresa took Gideon to a street where the drug trade was happening openly. They saw that even small children were being made to sell drugs. The real dealer would be sitting comfortably at home counting notes. Seeing all this, Gideon got an idea and he took Teresa straight to the lab, where scientists put such a powder on notes that fingerprints could be easily seen, and also all policemen were given a special kind of glasses through which this yellow powder could be clearly seen. Through whoever's hands these notes pass, it will be clearly known, and then they can easily reach their leader. As soon as the money they sent came into circulation, officers started chasing the dealers, and with the help of the glasses, they could clearly see who was involved in this. After looking at all this data, they found out that the most marks are at this place, which meant that all the money was going there. This property belongs to a man named Marcos, against whom there were already 2 cases, but no charge could be proven. Gideon gave this whole news to Robert. Robert was very happy with Gideon's hard work. Also, Gideon released Robert in that ATM case too. He just had to pay a small fine. Soon a SWAT team surrounded Marcos's house from all sides. Inside, Marcos was with 2 women. Seeing the police, both women immediately lay down on the ground, while Marcos was not scared at all. Officers soon found a large stock of drugs in the warehouse. That would be enough to let Marcos rot in jail. But before everyone could start celebrating, a twist came. Marcos said, "That warehouse is not mine." Hamilton checked, and it was confirmed that Marcos was telling the truth. That warehouse was outside his property. It belongs to the old woman living in the house next door, and now they had no evidence against Marcos. That night at the police station, Robert's wife called. She said that Robert was very angry when Marcos was released. He has gone out alone to fight him. Please save him. Hearing this, Teresa immediately reached the station. Hamilton now started trying to find Robert using drones. Near an empty building, the drone found Robert's car. An open box of bullets was lying on the seat, which caused a major alert to be issued. Now 3 policemen went inside in the dark. If they turned on the lights, the criminals would know they were there. But then they were told that there is also a night vision mode inside these glasses, through which they could see easily in the dark. As soon as they reached a room, Marcos took Robert hostage. Hamilton said, "Let's fire electric bullets at both of them." But the chief said no, something could go wrong. If a bullet is fired, Robert will die. At this, Gideon told Teresa that you can see through the wall using the other officer's camera. Teresa went outside and, calculating everything, shot Marcos through the wall, after which he dropped right there and Robert's life was saved. A few days later, 2 thugs entered a lottery shop. Pointing a gun at an old man, they said, "When will you give our $25,000? But that old man, showing cleverness, escaped from there and went straight to the police station. When Gideon came, he was surprised to see this man. This is none other than his father. Gideon's father, Joe, said that these 2 thugs work for a mafia boss named Battaglia, and I have to give this $25,000 to Battaglia. Joe said that Battaglia is involved in many illegal businesses, and I am ready to testify against him." But Gideon did not trust his father. He has been seeing his father doing such things since he was a child. But then Teresa spoke up that Battaglia is a very dangerous mafia boss. He is connected to drugs, theft, murder, who knows what kind of crimes. If we have a chance to catch him, we should not let it go. After much thought, Gideon also finally agreed. The police had news that Battaglia stole a lot of diamonds a month ago, so he must be thinking about selling them. Joe said, "I will go there as a diamond buyer, but for this, he would first have to return the $25,000, right?" This made Gideon feel that Joe had only come here to get more money. After this, Gideon went back to the lab and returned with a special watch that had a GPS and a hidden mic inside. Also, he locked the watch on Joe's hand. He wouldn't even be able to take it off. Now every move of his would be monitored. Joe went straight into Battaglia's bar, after which the thugs immediately attacked him. Joe said, "I've only come to give the money, don't worry." But Battaglia started laughing, saying that you were supposed to give the money a long time ago. Now if you walk out of here alive, my fear among the public will decrease, right? But then suddenly Joe spoke up that I have a buyer for the diamonds. Hearing this, Battaglia stopped his men. Finally, Joe said, "I will get your diamonds worth 5 lakhs sold." Meanwhile, outside, Teresa was explaining to Gideon, "I don't know what has happened between you and your dad, but whatever it is, he's your father. If something happens to him, you will regret it for the rest of your life." Hearing this much, Gideon felt that maybe he was overthinking. He went to give $5 lakhs to his father to carry out the further deal, but the money had already disappeared from there, and his suspicion immediately went to Joe. When they tracked the watch had been taken off in the basement. The scientist who made gadgets for Gideon was also surprised to see Joe's cleverness, how he took off the watch within 20 seconds. That was all the time he had. The cameras also failed to catch Joe leaving. Gideon knew his father was very clever, and he said to keep the search on at every airport and train station. But Teresa calmed him down, saying he wouldn't go anywhere. The deal has to be completed. No one would want to spend their whole life running from a mafia boss. But now the problem was that they didn't know the meeting location. To this, Gideon said that we will track Battaglia. But the problem in this was that Battaglia changes cars repeatedly so that no one can easily follow him. For this, Gideon showed them special kind of stealth drones whose sound is very low and they aren't even visible at night. When 4 cars left Battaglia's base, the operation began. Everything was going smoothly. Teresa even found Battaglia's car, which soon reached an amusement park. Joe was also there. Now Joe started bargaining a bit with Battaglia. He was thinking that I'll keep $1 lakh for myself and buy diamonds for 4. But as soon as he heard all this, Battaglia pulled out a gun. Still, Joe was not scared, and after a bit of bargaining, he made a deal with Battaglia. As soon as money was given in exchange for diamonds, the policemen attacked and caught Battaglia along with all his thugs. The next day, Gideon was showcasing his company's new technologies on stage, without knowing that an assassin had entered his event. The shooter pulled out a gun and shot Gideon straight in the chest. He fell to the ground, and Teresa immediately ran and caught the assassin. Fortunately, Gideon was wearing his bulletproof jacket, and he didn't receive any major injury. But an unknown enemy was preparing against him. In an unknown warehouse, 4 thugs gathered. A man was giving them orders through a speaker. When one of them complained and asked for more money, a rifle was immediately pointed at him, and that automatic rifle shot and finished him right there. after which the remaining 3 silently agreed to work. Then a man wearing a mask uploaded an online video in which he declared war against Gideon. He swore that he would show Gideon's reality to the world and would completely ruin him. Within a short time, this video went viral on all news channels. The mayor called immediately, and the chief also advised Gideon to go underground for a few days. That's why he went to a special bungalow with Teresa. Teresa will stay there and take care of his security 24 hours a day. Meanwhile, Hamilton received a report that some dangerous thugs had entered a government building. They all were wearing identical masks, exactly like the one in that video. They placed many bags, saying there are bombs inside and we will blow up the whole building. Before the police reached there, the thugs left. But seeing so many bombs in one place, the police also had to wait for the bomb squad. At that same time, Teresa saw a car stop outside the bungalow. 4 men with weapons came out of the car. Gideon immediately went into his secret room with Teresa and quickly sent an alert signal to the police, but the attackers had placed jammers there and the internet connection was completely cut off. Suddenly, a tremendous explosion shook the entire bungalow. The thieves had found the entry point of the secret room, and now they were trying to break the steel door. Then Gideon had the idea that the cleaning robot inside the house, I'll modify it and send it outside. The jammer won't work outside, and they will be able to call for backup. Meanwhile, in the headquarters, reports were being received one after another. Masked criminals were driving cars in strange ways everywhere. Soon a policeman named Bruce stopped a man, but the man took off his mask and ran away. Bruce ran after him, but then he started getting calls from somewhere else. Soon Hamilton understood that these masked criminals are only making fools of us. They are not actually committing crimes. They are just misleading the police so that our attention remains on them. And surely something very dangerous is happening somewhere else. Meanwhile, Gideon's robot reached outside, but as soon as it started sending the signal, suddenly a criminal broke it. And now at any moment, the criminals could enter by breaking the door. Meanwhile, the police chief got a call from the bomb squad. There was no bomb inside any of those bags. Now it was certain that these masked people are just a distraction, after which the chief told Bruce to go and check on Gideon to see if anyone had attacked there. Soon Bruce and Tasha reached outside Gideon's house, but they were unaware of the danger inside. If they entered directly, the attackers could kill them. Then Teresa told Gideon to enter this 9-letter code on the screen of the cleaning robot outside. This was a special kind of military code which Tasha recognized as soon as she saw it. Now both of them entered secretly. Meanwhile, Teresa also came out and started firing at the attackers. Soon all the attackers were taken down. But then another video of that mastermind hidden behind the mask came. Hamilton recognized him as soon as she saw him. This is Danny, one of the world's most dangerous hackers. He used to work with Hamilton before. After interrogating the caught criminals, it was found that they all were going to meet Danny at one place. The chief decided that he would go there himself with the full force. A large convoy of police cars set out. Many drones were also flying over them. But then suddenly, a car collided with the chief's car. Teresa ran to help. And meanwhile, Hamilton saw that all the city's lights had turned green. Danny had hacked the city's traffic system. Accidents started happening everywhere, and damage was being caused throughout the city. Teresa told her team to follow her quickly, but their cars didn't even start. On top of that, the drones Gideon had made were also hacked, and they started attacking the policemen instead. Gideon reached at the last moment and disabled the drones with his jamming device. After much effort, Hamilton found Danny's location. He was on a train at this time. All the policemen and Gideon ran toward the station. They boarded the train and found Danny's server from where he was doing all this. But suddenly darkness spread in the train. When the light turned on again, Danny had a gun pointed at Gideon. But then suddenly the train sped forward and Danny's balance was disturbed. Taking this opportunity, Teresa dropped him with a stun gun. Hamilton stopped the train by overriding the system. Meanwhile, Gideon saw many things on Danny's computer. He had planned several attacks. One of them was to be on the mayor. Gideon immediately called the mayor and told him to cancel the press conference. But the mayor ignored his words, and while he was giving the speech, an automatic rifle took aim at the mayor. Gideon reached there quickly and disabled the rifle, but it is not known whether the mayor will survive or not. The first part of this series ended here. The second never came. So, see you in the next video.